Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here for another podcast of the Rally Collective podcast. I'm here with Adam Dowsett and Lawrence Partington. Did I say that correctly, Lawrence?
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. It's the French accent. Sorry about that. So for those of you who don't know these two guys, they've been in the rallies for a really, really long time. Uh, we are gonna have a lot of story to talk about today, and one of the biggest thing of all that we're gonna talk for sure is the release of a lot of videos that of rally archive from the CRC that have been done before, let's say, I guess in the beginning of the 90s and stuff like that. So we're gonna release all of these videos on the YouTube channel of the CRC soon enough. So Adam from Bose Media is helping me with that, and Lawrence, of course, we're gonna talk about it, but realized all of these videos back in the days. Adam, can you introduce maybe what you do today and from where you come and how did you get into rally?
Well, most people, thank you very much for having me on the podcast. First of all, most people will recognize me now as the managing editor at Bose Media. And obviously, we do a lot of rally and action sports related media and TV coverage. We used to cover the Canadian Rally Championship after Lawrence and TV to Go covered it. And some people may also remember that I was also proudly the commentator for the TSN shows for a couple of years. Um, what we're doing today, like what you mentioned, was recently the president of the Kitchener-Waterloo Rally Club, one of the regional rally clubs in Ontario, which I happen to be a member of, um, paid out of pocket to have a huge number of shows from the old tape archive digitized and converted into something that could be streamed online on YouTube. Um, so big thanks to Martin Loveridge and the Kitchener-Waterloo Rally Club for making that happen. And also big thanks to Joel Robinson at Fuel Media Lab for doing the actual work and giving us a really, really good deal on all of the transcodes. Um, I should say that I was very pleasantly surprised at how well a lot of these tapes survived over the years, because obviously being magnetic media, you never know how well they're going to hold up with time. But and I know Lawrence will be able to talk more about this. One of the first videos that we're hoping to release is a 1982 rally documentary that Lawrence and Carol produced called Rally Master, and the digital encode of it is phenomenal. Like, it looks absolutely amazing. So we're super excited to bring this content back. There's the 1982 documentary. There's a whole bunch of stuff from the 90s. So you'll get to see a lot of the drivers, some of the drivers that we see today, such as Antoine Lestage and Jean-Sébastien Besner and Pat Richard a little bit later, looking a lot younger than they are today, which is pretty amazing. And yeah, there's a huge amount of content that's coming to the CRC YouTube channel.
Awesome. Lawrence, maybe before we start to go into deep into the woods, can you maybe introduce yourself as well?
Well, I started rallying at age 16, and that was a long time ago. I'm 72 now. So I did a bunch of rallies in my mom's Volkswagen TSD rallies. Then when performance things happened, did the Ontario ones. And then I studied television in university, TV production. So once I got into that, I found a way to make money instead of spending money as a rally driver and wannabe. And we did the first rally I ever televised, and it's lost to history, but it was the Canadian Winter Rally for City TV, 75,
Wow.
like way, way back, really old. That was long gone. So the show you've been talking about, Rally Master, that was shot on 16 millimeter film. My partner, who Adam referenced, Carol Patterson, was the cinematographer. She shot most of it. And then it was the the lobster rally in New Brunswick. And I looked at it. We didn't have enough footage, so we did a reshoot in Finland. We went over to the Thousand Lakes rally with and Ronald. We invited Ronald Altonen. That's right. Nissan was the sponsor, and Castrol Oil. Ronald Altonen was a former Monte Carlo rally winner and legendary guy. So we brought him over to sort of guest star in this lobster rally. It was the Nissan Canada team versus John Buffum's Audi Quattro, and Buffum beat him. Anyhow, we went back to Finland and did a reshoot, and it morphed into an instructional video with Ronald teaching how to be a rally driver, and it became quite a classic for the time. How to rally a two-wheel drive car, and that was 1982. Adam says, I'll take your word for it. Long time ago, and it sold all over the world. In fact, Adam and I have just been going through some rights issues, which have been resolved now. But yeah, it still sells the occasional DVD.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fast forwarding a bit, then Carol and I had a thriving sports business for the conventional broadcasters. This is before TSN was a thing. We were working for CBC, CTV, doing skiing and all kinds of sports. Then the tobacco companies all got into motor racing, and we were shooting car racing like crazy in the late 80s, early 90s, and got a call from Terry Epp. I remember it well. I was in Phoenix covering an IndyCar race, and get a call from Terry. Michelin, the sponsor of the series, wants to do television. Can we help? And I tried to talk him out of it, which I really regret now. He was right. I was wrong.
Why?
But so we started televising the Canadian Championship. It was always on TSN, and we did it for 20 years. And that's where I met Adam. Adam was one of our editors. That's Christopher Bowes at TB2Go. Worked with Warwick Patterson, and Alan Ockwell was there. I think Alan was just leaving as Adam came in.
Okay, because Alan was editing the program also.
Well, interesting. We were doing the Canadian and the U.S. Championship, and we had just a mass of onboard videos, and we had to log them. So I needed to find a co-driver who understood pace notes. And he really understood pace notes. So Alan came in. He was just out of university. His mom really wanted him to use that finance degree, which he did eventually. But his dad, a rally guy, he wanted him to, buckle down and rally. This is it. So the first weekend, Alan joined us. We had the X Games, and we flew to Los Angeles. And Alan is in the helicopter chasing Colin McRae around. Dad, this is a great job. But the rest of the time, he was slogging through in-car tapes. But he had a real insight. He could hear, that was a bad call. And it's a highlight the video editor wouldn't normally pick up, but a co-driver would spot it. So it added some expertise. Anyway, we did it for 20 years. Then Christopher and Adam basically took over. And love what you've done.
I greatly appreciate the compliment. I mean, you set a very, very, very high bar for that type of production, and
thank you.
It was tough to match it and to put our own little spin on it. And I'll tell you that the years that I spent working on the Canadian Rally Championship shows with you, and then later working on them here in Montreal with Chris. Easily the most fun project that I've ever had the opportunity to work on, bar none.
Yeah, I agree. I've done hundreds of circuit races and, all kinds of sports, but rally is the most fun. It's great.
Yeah. And I would say Targa was a close second in terms of fun.
Yeah. Targa, Newfoundland was one. And we did rally cross, of course. We did that too.
Yep.
Did a lot.
Yep. Yeah, we did.
It requires mean, there were lots of good filmmakers, and I don't hold myself up in the canon of great Canadian cinematographers or filmmakers, but you have to understand the sport. If you get, I mean, I've hired really accomplished Emmy-winning cameramen to come out to our events, and they say, "What the hell is going on?" You know, they just see dust and random cars going by. They don't see a story. But so you have to be a fan, I think. And,
I
Yeah,
think there's
a
one
hundred
extra thing.
percent.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Fred.
Go ahead.
I think there's one other thing you need, and that you displayed it and you kind of imbued it onto Christopher and I, and that's you also have to care. You really have to care about this sport in order to get it across on the screen properly. You know, that's the one thing that I will say I never had a problem with in any of the shows that we worked on, either at TV to Go or here. Everyone we dealt with was passionate, enjoyed the sport, or were involved in the sport and loved it. So kind of makes it a little bit easier to do a good job when you have that sort of positive energy behind you.
yeah, the challenge is always to make it better. And maybe the audience doesn't see the incremental improvement, but the creator has to, or it's not fun.
Yep.
Okay, that's enough shop talk. Fred,
Yeah.
back to you.
Yeah.
No, that's perfect. And I think that the thing is that you always need to show the story, even when the story is not really there. Like at the beginning of the rally, like with all the years, let's say that Antoine would start the rally leading and then finish leading the rally. But there's so many things happening. Maybe at some point he did a flat tire and then Pat was just pushing and he was getting closer. But if you don't talk to these people and you don't have a close relationship with these people as well, because if you just look at the timesheet from home, like sometimes I do when I do the social media for the CRC now, I don't say any story, but then I poke and I ask fans, media, and of course the teams and the mechanics sometime, and they're gonna send me pictures of, okay, the guy came in to service, we had to change the transmission in 15 minutes and then go back out, but then he lost the hood, and so you have so many things to say. But if you just go look at it from a higher level, you won't have all the 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 juicy bits, let's say, to tell the story. And I guess you both had to kind of deal with that and dig in a bit more to get the real story behind every rally.
Sometimes the big story is what didn't happen, you know, and why it didn't happen. I'm thinking back to a rally to Quebec, a winter rally years ago. I was actually in Miami televising a car race. This is '94. And Claude Garapi, our number one cinematographer, he was out in Quebec City, and there was this monstrous snowstorm. And I was on the phone to him. He said, "Yeah, Lawrence, all the stages are getting canceled, and it's going to get dark. And I they've taken my helicopter, which we'd hired to shoot aerials, and they put all the lights in it to fly it up to the remote server so they could put the lights on. So are you getting any of this on tape, Claude?" Shit, no. It's not. Well, they're not actually competing yet. This is a great story of something not happening. Oh yeah, damn. I'll get right on it. You know. But it's sometimes you're just waiting around, but the waiting around becomes the story. Why is it not happening? There's lots of stuff
Yeah,
to
exactly.
it.
And there's always everything that can happen. Like when you go to rally personnage, let's say it can be -40, but you still need to get the shot because otherwise you're stuck with the show. You can't do the show. Uh, Adam, you were there. I think it was the last season that we did the show for the CRC. I think we had -42 at the
Yep.
beginning of the rally. And
Yeah.
I remember you telling the crew, the cinema crew, just make sure you get a few shots, but if you're too cold, just go back in your car and just make sure to survive. So that's just the next level that you have to do to be a media crew in rally.
Yeah, that
It used to
was
be harder. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
It used to be harder when we'd have temperatures like that because we were shooting videotape. Adam's recording on solid state SSDs. Um, with videotape, it could get so cold it would get brittle. So we had to apply heaters to the cameras just to keep them. And then,
Wow.
if you take the camera indoors to warm up, the lens instantly fogs and freezes and you can't use it. So the drill is you put the camera in a bag and tighten it up and then take it in and keep it airtight. Best rally just for incident that I ever recorded was a Personnage, Rally Personnage. I don't know what year. It was the year Antoine was there, Pat Richard was there, Brongel was there with a Karen Jankowski was co-driving in a
That was
Mitsu,
2009.
I think.
That was 2009. I know exactly which one you're getting at.
Sylvain Eriksson was there. I mean, everybody was there. Peter Thompson, a whole bunch of previous winners and champions. And just everything was happening. There were crashes, there were spins, there were amazing comebacks. Final stage, Sprungel, his car bursts into flames and blocks the road, and we have footage of this fireball. And I think ACP got hit by Pat Richard because Pat was trying to get by on a stage and hit him with the bumper. And Sylvain Eriksson's brother, Philippe, at service. I don't remember if they were leading the rally, but they were totally in contention. It was really close. They're all back and forth. And he got in service. Someone closed the lid of the boot, the trunk, and hit him in the head, and his blood is pouring off his face. And the doctor patched him up with super glue, so stop the bleeding. But I think he was concussed because the stage started. He was just sitting in the passenger seat, like the proverbial sack de patate. It was an exciting event. Everything happened. That was a good one.
Yeah, that I was there. It's actually funny you should bring that one up because that event is one of my favorite memories because it was also the very first event that I went to for TV to Go with you. And I'm sure it's come up in the past, but when I originally found out that I was going to spend the drive out there with you, I was actually a little terrified because, I just met you at that point. I didn't really know what are we going to talk about for 6 hours or 5 hours to drive out to Maniwaki, right? And Chris was like, no. You guys are going to be instant friends. Don't worry about it.
Lawrence won't stop talking.
No, exactly. Within 30 minutes, you guys will be just chatting a million miles a minute down the road. And that was absolutely true. And then that event was, I'd done Personnage several times in the past, but I'd never done it as part of the TV crew. And getting to experience that on top of all of the amazing craziness that happened at that event, it was just nonstop. This, that, and the other action happening. Yeah, that's one of my fondest memories, 2009 Rally Personnage.
What about you, Lawrence? Do you have a kind of a favorite memories in the rally?
Just post mine. That was it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was a great event.
Some rallies are honestly they're boring, and you really have to dig deep to find an exciting story. It's usually exciting for somebody, but you have to kind of go back into the field. But the Personnage was right out the front. It was great.
I should actually just jump in here just for a second that the 2009 Rally Personnage show is on the list of shows that's going to be released on the YouTube stream.
Oh, good. I hope it's as good as I remember.
And the thing is that you also need to have footage from all of these different stories. Sometimes I guess you didn't, and you just had to interview people maybe to get the story out. But there's always a special story, and sometimes stories cannot be told on TV also. There's something that were not cheating maybe, but some things that will always stay in the memory of people and not on TV. But
I don't know if you want to talk about that, Lawrence, but
There'd been a few times when someone would have a tire sponsor and the camera would come up close and it'd be the wrong brand and he'd throw his body in front of the camera. Don't show that. Don't show that. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's.
There's also, oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
There's also the constraint of, okay, you know, it's a half-hour program, which means it's 22 minutes and 45 seconds long. There's only so much you can stuff in that 22:45. And, you know, I'm sure Lawrence had to deal with it, and then I had to deal with it when I was sort of in charge of the shows out here in Montreal. The biggest complaint that we would get every single show was, how come you didn't cover this? How come you didn't cover that? How come you didn't talk to this person? How come you didn't talk to that person? And a lot of it was, we did cover it or we did talk to them, but there just wasn't time in the show to stuff it in. Or we had to sort of self-censor ourselves on site, knowing that we had so much we already had to cover. And we would have always loved to have done more, always, but there's that sort of hard limit, and sometimes harsh decisions had to be made.
Absolutely. I used to defend those cuts when drivers would ask me, how come, I finished 12th and I didn't get on camera, you know? And I would say I was a rally driver and I wouldn't have put myself on camera. You have to, it has to be noteworthy. It has to either be flamboyant or competitive to make television. Now, the internet is different. There's YouTube is endless. Everybody can be on YouTube. We don't have those same time constraints. So, any pet peeve of mine, Fred, you can steer the conversation a different way. I'm moving on.
Go ahead.
I have thought, because my career since 2000 really has been focused on live television. We got into it with skiing, I suppose, and some other sports. But the Olympics in Calgary put us into the satellite business, and we were transmitting live television. It's like from then on. And a lot of the events we were covering were live, and yet rally continued sort of a documentary format. Now, a lot of that was because of just logistics, hundreds of kilometers of coverage required. But it's always bugged me that we couldn't do that live. It's always had the documentary coverage. Now, the WRC, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they started to stream. And of course, it's all live now. But the budgets are, I don't know, but I would guess over $1 million American per episode. That would be my guess. They're cutting corners. I know a lot of the people involved in the production from they're in Finland, and they're using even if the event is in Kenya, cameras are being sent back to Helsinki or NEP Finland, where they're switching it remotely, and a lot of the stuff is being done without 100 technicians on site. It's a much smaller crew. Anyway, the documentary things, the Drive to Survive and Launch Control, they're fantastic. They create personalities, they create fans, but it's hard to remain a fan if you can't see the event. What Launch Control will kind of, after the fact, tell you a bit about the Subaru team. And we've come to know and love all the mechanics and personnel on the team, which is fabulous, a big part of the sport. But as a fan, you're not appreciating the sport. Now, the best way, of course, is to go out to an event and spectate, but that's once a year in your neighborhood. So I have forever been trying to push this live streaming of rally. And for years, we were just butting our heads against the expense. Like I would take, Adam, you remember this, 2011, the year Crazy Leo won Tall Pines. We took a whole bunch of students from Loyalist College, and we had a satellite truck and fiber optics, and we streamed a bunch of the stages live, and we edited highlights there on site. that was really cool. I thought that really had potential, but it's too damn expensive. We were contributing the services there. There was no charge for it, but as an ongoing thing, you can't do it that way. The tech has really moved now, with 5G cellular, with Starlink, with the sort of corporate AV equipment that became very popular doing, like Riverside, that became popular during the pandemic. It's really lowered the cost of entry. So that bridges to the Voyageurs rally, which Adam's Kitchener-Waterloo Rally Club is putting on in May 9th, right?
Yes.
We're
Yeah, let me
going
just
we're
double
going
check
to
that
bring
date.
our yeah, it's May 9th.
Yes.
We're going to do a big live streaming effort on this event. Not
Oh, yeah.
because
Wow.
it's. Have you heard about this, Brett? Oh,
No.
no.
And if there's something, I might be the one that looked the most at all the social media stuff, but I didn't see this one.
Well, put it in
Okay.
your calendar because you're working at
I'll
Bose
tell
Media that
everybody
day,
on the
Brett.
CRC.
No. You personally are going to be.
You're going to be busy.
Am I right, Adam?
Yeah.
You're
Well,
in this up to your net.
Well, we're gonna have our editor Nick here working on it. But yeah, Fred, sorry, kind of blindsided you, but I kind of thought maybe somebody already reached out and talked to you, but yes, we're going to need your help with it, or CRC Media's
be
help
there.
with it. Yeah. But
Yeah,
Lawrence,
for sure. Well,
continue. Tell them
yeah,
the plan because it's a good one.
go ahead.
Okay, well, here's the plan. We were going to do this on Tall Pines, but in 25, but things happened, and now we just have moved that whole package, delayed it. And the next rally close to me is Voyageurs, so we're doing it that one. We have a van purpose-built for rally streaming. It's got the video switchers and the audio mixers and wireless cameras and fiber optics. And the plan is we're going to park this at a finish time control. Adam is going to be there doing commentary with Christopher Bose. We'll do interviews with the drivers as they finish the stage. We'll have a live drone. We'll have 5 cameras covering the action up and down the stage, and a remote camera probably at the start line. And we'll present all of this, hopefully. That's the plan. And we've been working with Rally Safe and what's his name? Help me.
Keith Morrison.
Rally, Keith Morrison, yeah, from Rally Safe, but the Rally Combiner thing, Nate.
Oh yes, yeah. I don't know his name, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, from Sneak Attack.
Rally Combiner thing. He's been very helpful. He's been working with our graphics people, and so the intention is to have live timing and scoring on this as well. So
Nice.
we've big plans, and we're going to feed stages to you, Fred, at Bose Media, so you can cut some vertical
Awesome.
Instagram content and post it and try and drive a bit of traffic to the CRC YouTube page.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's always the main thing now is that you need to do everything, maybe not live, but during the weekend or like the Sunday after the rally or the Monday, because after that, everything drops, all the views drops. But if, to your point, that live television is important or live streaming, let's say, when I look at the stats from the social media, there's just a huge peak during the weekend because all the community and everyone around it might heard a bit of, hey, there's a rally happening this weekend. But for sure, if you live in Calgary, you're not going to come to Rally Personnage just to spectate, or maybe once every 10 years if you're a really good rally fan. But you might know that there's this rally happening this weekend, and okay, that's good. But as soon as you're going to see one video or anything about it, you're going to be interested and look at it. So I posted a really short video of Sylvain Erickson and his co-driver passing on the Blue Sea stage at Rally Personnage. And just this quick video took with my cell phone. I had my camera and everything, but just took with my cell phone, got like 700,000 views
Wow.
And it was just because it was during the weekend, people interested in knowing more and seeing more, especially now with the algorithm that really pushes the reel and the videos now.
And
But
that
Well,
wasn't even Leo's crash.
yeah, this one got approximately the same also. A
so
funny story about that.
the
I was
idea
just
is,
arriving. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I've recruited a bunch of volunteers. I've got 3 cameras and counting. So some of the old timers coming. Dean Garapi's not an old timer. I've got. I'm still recruiting some more shooters to staff this up as cheaply as possible. But to make it, it's really a prototype to show that what can be done. And then there's so much room to ramp it up. You know, once this particular level, I think this is entry level for live streaming. It's easy to scale it. You know, you can just double that, and each step up becomes more cost effective. So I just want to show that it can be done. It can be done affordably, and when a sponsor says yes, we're ready to flip the switch. I'm not going back to the rally production business, but I've built the tech for Adam and the next generation of producers to take it, and that's why I have to get Adam and Chris and you, Frederick, involved. You got to take it from here.
Well, I gotta say that you know, I've been very fortunate to have had a lot of opportunities. You know, starting largely because of Lawrence and TV to Go to attend rallies and to travel and to do all kinds of events all over the place, even across the Atlantic Ocean and whatnot. Um, so it takes a lot for me to be like eager and excited and looking forward to a trip, but I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to doing the live stream at Voyageurs. I think that's going to be just an absolute blast. I'm so looking forward to it.
It's really fun. Just the adrenaline of live
Yeah.
is a hoot.
Yeah.
Well, we've had famous racing drivers. Scott Goodyear comes to mind. He would come out, and when he wasn't racing, he would sit in the commentary booth and do a live show for us as a color man. He'd come out just buzzed. Says, "This is like the Indy 500. They got people talking in my ear, and all this data's coming at you." I loved it, and he went on to a good career as a broadcaster. But,
Hmm.
like, see what James
Yeah.
Hinchcliffe is doing now with Formula One.
Hmm.
Fantastic! What a talent!
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely. I
can't
think
take any credit for that career, but boy, he's good.
the rally is really a special sport. So as soon as you get bit by the rally bug, like they say, I think all the rest, every time you hear about rally, it's like it's
Oh
something
yeah.
special, and you want to talk about it to your friends, your family, your coworkers, and everybody gets tired of it. But I think
Well, at the
Yeah,
risk of
not those
tiring,
people aren't watching this podcast. Those people are gone.
yeah.
and at the risk of tiring other people out, Lawrence talked about his start in rallying, and you talk about uh, catching the rally bug, and that very much was the case for me. I didn't know anything about rallying until uh, the end of 2001. I helped start one of the first Mitsubishi dealerships in Canada. And part of that was they got connected with the Kitchener Waterloo Rally Club to try and generate some local business because we had no customers. And I hadn't heard rally from nothing at that point. I was a mild Formula One fan, but that was about it. And got suckered within 2 weeks of knowing what rally was or having heard rally. I got suckered into crewing for what was then a production 3 car at Rally of the Tall Pines, which most people would acknowledge as the toughest single day in Canadian rallying. And at the end of that event, I had never worked harder. I had never been up longer. I had never, been driven that hard. And I remember asking the driver of the team, a man named Scott Cummins, at the end of that, "Are they all like this?" And he just kind of went, "Yeah, pretty much." And I passed out on the hotel room floor thinking, I am never doing this again. And, and I haven't missed a Rally of the Tall Pines since. And, the rest is history. I instantly fell in love with the sport, and I've been involved ever since. So, yeah.
Every now and then, I'm just there in the woods shooting, getting bit by whatever bugs in the rain, in the dust, and everything. And I'm saying, why am I not at home right now this weekend? But I'm in Gaspésie, 10 hours from home in Montreal. And then I just end the stage and I get that perfect shot, I have pictures all over my office now. And it's just the satisfaction of getting that perfect shot, and then talking to the drivers, and they're the same because they're driving and they're having fun for sure.
Mhm.
But it's all the work that went into being there in that moment and just being flat out, just pushing for the victory in your class or whatever. And then after you have a photographer, someone, a fan, maybe sometimes with their cell phone, just shooting with a video, and they show that to them, and it's just pure emotion. So it's just so nice to see all the work that went into that, just for sure to get the money to go race at the rally, but also to build the car and then to repair it because you crashed at the last event and the event before that, and then just repairing everything. It's just something else, really, as a sport.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, Lawrence, you can back me up on this, but I can remember going out and doing Targa Newfoundland. And if you're doing the TV show for Targa Newfoundland, that's, effectively 7 20-hour days in a row that you're working. And at the end of that, you're completely gassed. You're out of energy. And most of the crew are like, "Don't call me again for this." And then within about a month of being home from that event, people are calling you saying, "So are we doing that again? If so, sign me up."
Well, you get these crazy memories from Target Newfoundland was rich with them, that's for sure.
Mhm. Yeah,
Well,
I've often said everything you have ever heard, every cliche you've ever heard about how friendly and warm and open Newfoundlanders are is 100% true. I never felt at home being away like that. It's an amazing place.
we would land helicopters on people's lawns, and they would just nod like that was normal. That
Yeah,
happens all the time. Sure.
yeah.
Uh, and lots
Yeah, I
of
never
different
went to
stories.
this one. I'll have to go to this one at some point.
Okay,
So
what's left?
I just had maybe one last question. What gets you interested in rally today? So we've talked a lot in the past about what happened, what you both did in rally for the last 25 years and more. But as of today, let's say WRC or all sorts of rally, what gets you interested in that today?
I'm very
Lawrence, you want to go
excited
first?
about. I'm really excited about what's happening on the American Championship for 2026, with Toyota coming in with Seth Quintero. That's going to be really cool. That could
have you
change
seen the
things.
entry lists?
I have not. Are they huge?
Huge. 100 Acre Wood has 100 cars entered.
Have they cut it off?
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
And there's a waiting list.
Cordero was on a wait list.
That's for Olympus. Olympus is also sold out.
Oh, yeah, that's the one after, right? Yeah, yeah. He was trying to
Imagine
get
a
at
driver
this
of his
event, but
caliber can't get in. That's crazy.
I know, but I mean, like, my hat is off to them. Like, they are just kicking tires and lighting fires down there. It's amazing.
As a longtime observer of the sport, Canada and the United States are always alternating on the cycle. When Canada's up, the US is down, and then they're never at the same level at the same time. Like we're a bit of a low ebb, I'd say, in Canada right now, and it's just booming in the States. Then it'll switch back. But
Hopefully.
yeah, I think the U.S. series is really going to be something to watch this year. And 27, there's a lot of talk about a WRC event returning to North America in Tennessee.
Yeah, for sure. That would be interesting. What about you, Adam? Do you have anything special coming to mind?
For me, it's actually it's the opposite end of the sport from the WRC and whatnot. The thing that keeps me interested, that I'm still super passionate about, is the very grassroots of the sport. I still try to make time to get out and volunteer at TSDs and amateur rallycrosses and things like that, because nothing brings me more personal joy in the sport than to see a fresh team that's trying it for the first time. And when they get to the end of that event, whatever level it is, when they get to the end of that event, the look on their faces, the feeling like they've accomplished something, that's what continues to drive me. That's why I'm still to this day, even though I live in Montreal, I'm still a member of the Kitchener-Waterloo Rally Club, always will be. Because I think they're, on top of them being all my friends, I think that they're doing a fantastic job of fostering the very grassroots of the sports with easily approachable events. And I just love that. I love seeing new people start and catch the bug themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they created like a small championship of TSD this season, right?
Yeah, but there's a couple of small championships of TSD rallies in Ontario that are really, really good. That from anyone from an expert in time, speed, distance type things, all the way down to somebody that has never done it before. There's options for that. And if you're watching this and you're a ranked beginner and you're in Ontario, give the Saturday night at the rallies championship or series a look. The Snatter series. They are dead easy, beginner level events, require no preparation whatsoever. And just be prepared. You'll catch the bug, guaranteed.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure. I just did my second TSD 2 weeks ago with La Grosse Ride in the Northern. Well,
Okay, that's
North
a
to
serious
Montreal.
TSD.
Yeah, that was 435 Ks. We started at 7 p.m. and finished around 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone for sure looked dead when we finished. But then the week after, everybody was posting pictures, commenting on other people's stuff. It was so great. And I really a beginner in that. And I'm still looking, actually, I'm still looking at the papers and look what the mistakes are that I did and everything, just to make sure next event or next year probably that I'll be a level higher, let's say.
All right, so let me pick your brains, both of you. Adam is absolutely right that fostering the grassroots is the only way the sport grows. This live streaming thing, once you've televised the first car, it doesn't cost any more to televise the entire field. Like we can see if there are 20, 25 cars at this Voyageur rally, we can see them all. But unlike an inverted grid where the spectacle gets better and better, it kind of, the excitement starts at the front and then peters out. So I was thinking the way to handle this would be after the top 7 or 8, we could start promoting when the next stage or the next show would happen, so you can tune out and maybe come back. Meanwhile, we'll continue and show everybody, because friends and family of the 25th place car want to see Buddy in the Buick.
Absolutely. And these people might be even more passionate about what they just did in that stage than the top 10 at the beginning, because they've been doing that for 10, 20 years. So yeah, it's always good to show a bit the other one, even if they're not as spectacular. Let's say in the curve, or they're not jumping, but yeah.
I remember Oh, sorry, Adam, you go ahead. Then I'm going to give you a Simon Vincent story. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I want to hear the Simone Vincent story, but I will just add to what you say. I will say that I wouldn't be as worried about that because I think that if you're worried about it not being as exciting and that maybe not being as attractive to somebody that's never seen the sport or is just getting their feet wet, I would counter that as the teams progress and the cars become, let's say, more and more and more approachable, you're kind of giving them a vision of where they could be.
Yeah.
If you just show the fast cars, they're going to look at that and be like, this is way too intimidating. It looks like a lot of fun, but I can't go that fast or I can't start at that level. But then you show the slower cars, for lack of a better term, it becomes more identifiable and approachable. So I think
That's a really, really good point. And that'll be for you and Christopher to bring out in commentary. Because honestly, the video is not going to be all that different. But
already writing the script. Yeah.
no, that's
Yeah.
a really, really good point. Really good point. Oh yeah, my Simon Vincent
Simone
story.
Vincent was, yes.
Rally Beta Chaleur, I don't know, whenever. It was his first rally as a co-driver. His dad, Sylvain, was driving. When Sylvain was a really active driver in the 90s, it was Dominique, his wife, and Simon's mom was the co-driver. We do an interview at service. I can't remember what the problem was. The car had repairs and mechanics were hammering away on it, and Simon's eyes were just wide open. And then we came around the corner and we banged, but he kept going. And he was just gushing with excitement. How, and he was obviously hooked. He hadn't been on a rally before; it's his first one, and now look at him now. He's contending for the championship.
Yeah. I was just going to say, Simone Vincent is probably the most talented driver in Canadian rally sport that has yet to actually win a championship. He's come awfully close twice now. He deserves it because if you combine skill with passion and drive, there are few guys in the sport that can match Simone Vincent for pure passion. And I mean, obviously, he comes by it honestly from his dad and his mom.
Yeah, absolutely. They were trying to do the championship this year, but now they're building a new car and they're going to be at the Mount Washington race also this summer. Well, I think it's going to be more for next year just to have a good go at the full championship and just make it happen, hopefully, for them.
And he's going to be at Mount Washington. Yep.
That's kind of great. All right. Do you have anything to add, guys?
If you're a cameraman and you feel like volunteering on the 9th of May, we're still recruiting.
Very good. What about you, Adam? Anything to add?
Just wanted to say thank you once again for having us on the podcast, and very, very stoked on the releases of some of the archive footage on the CRC YouTube channel. So be looking for that. And yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
I really enjoy what you're doing on social media, Frederick. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just trying to spreading the rally bugs everywhere.
Yeah.
You're a carrier.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
Talk soon,
Adam.
guys.
Good to
Thank
see you
you.
again.
Good. It was
Bye,
good to see you, Lawrence. Thank you.